The Spanish Cafu, the Spanish Cafu, Andrés Garcia, the Spanish Cafu is on his way to Aston Villa. Garcia is on his way to Aston Villa. Welcome to the Villa. Welcome to Transfer Hub, your home of Aston Villa's transfer news, links, rumours, links, murmurings, incomings, outgoings. To be fair, guys, the generator's been off in Up the Villa and Transfer Hub HQ. I've had to put some power back into it, fire it up. We've been stuttering this evening, this afternoon. We've not been able to fire it up, but we are here. Better late than never. We've been talking about Barday this early afternoon, and then we have this one that just pops up out of nowhere. We've got sort of Spanish journos. We've got little links popping up here, there, and everywhere. And then Fabrizio just drops the absolute bombshell that his deal's set to be sealed and he's on his way. So Aston Villa have agreed a deal to sign Andrés Garcia from Levante for €7 million fee. The right back spoke with Unai Emery and accepted. Of course, when you speak to Unai, you shouldn't really be doing anything other than accepting a proposal. So, yeah, we've got to decipher what's going on here to start with. So, how I feel this whole situation is as follows. I feel like we have been able to get a central defender who is of very, very good standard. And we may not have expected to get that caliber of defender in January in Barday to come, which has then allowed us to still go for a right back who isn't as high profiled as Mingueza, but we've been able to get a right back who is very promising and has got a lot of very good attributes. Maybe he's further along in development than Kosta Nedeljkovic. It's an opportunistic move for Aston Villa and one that I quite like. A lot of the teams that are being linked with Garcia are Sporting Lisbon, those type of teams that they get those gems before some other European teams are able to get them. And then those are the ones that sometimes we've gone for in markets and just been priced out and not been able to get there. It feels like we've been able to just side hustle our way in there ahead of Sporting Lisbon, and we've been able to capture Andrés Garcia. Very young as well. And I feel like this is going to be one where it goes under the radar because it's not an experienced player, but I think it's one that I really like the look of the deal. And I think with Barday, looks like he's coming in. With Garcia as well, I think we have got a little gem on our hands here. I think we may have a gem on our hands. So let's go into it. Let's have a look at some of his stats and his numbers as well. But the big things that I've seen from being able to see elements to his game is that he is lightning quick. He is an attacking right back. He has got an absolute monster shot on him. Some of the goals that he's been able to score are just remarkable. And he's able to entice a player to come towards him, slow everything down, and boom, smell you later. I'm out of here. That is what I've been able to see from him. So I think the early signs of what he's capable of are very, very good. And I'm excited by it. And I think we should all be excited by it because we want in areas sometimes experience and we want finished articles. But you look at the Premier League at times and you think of some of the young players that are playing in the Premier League, such as Garnacho, Kobe Mainu. You're looking at, just these different young profiles of players. And we want to have that at the same time. You look at Skelly for Arsenal, Wanyeri for Arsenal, those types of players that are able to flourish at such a young age. I think I want more of the same of like Rodgers, that sort of mold as well. So I do think it's a really exciting signing for Aston Villa. So let's go back now and let's have a little look at his Sofa score, and then Earl, avfc Scout, has done us a brilliant graphic as well, which we'll be able to go through and look at some of his key areas of where he excels as well. Then, so Andrés Garcia, let's go on Sofa score. So 21 years of age. He's right-footed, although he can hit stuff with his left as well. So he can play with both feet. He's a right back. He's playing in La Liga 2, and his Sofa score rating in La Liga 2 is 7.08, which is absolutely brilliant. We can see from the heat map that it is a continuous red line from defending straight into the byline in the attacking area. He's played 22 games, started 22. He scored 3 goals, goal conversion rate of 17%. Assists, he's got 3 as well. We've got passing accuracy of 78%, own half 87, opposition half 62. We have got 4 clean sheets, 4.4 ball recoveries per game, 2.2 clearances per game, 45% successful dribbles, 47 duels won, 49 ground duels. So we're averaging near enough half. So those stats are good. But we've got to go to this wonderful graphic that Earl has done for me. And we can go into a little bit more detail of the big numbers for Garcia. So percentile rank versus next 14 leagues, fullbacks over 365 days. So we can see that we have got shot creating actions 2.20. We've got crosses at 4.93, progressive passes at 2.20, progressive carries at 4.13. We've got touches at 62.39, pass completion 74. We have got tackles 1.90, blocks 1.34, ball recoveries 5.50, which is very, very high. So the aerials are probably the area that I probably would say he's not his strong point. We've got progressive carries 4.13, successful take-ons 1.19. So it's an exciting one, and it's going to be interesting to see where this all comes together and where it fits in. I think on my mind right now, I would say what's going to happen is Cash is right back, and Garcia will be fighting for that position, and then Costa Nedeljkovic will go out on loan. That is how I see this one looking as a whole, really. We heard earlier that Bardet is in talks with Aston Villa. Interesting that he's been involved in the Seville squad for this weekend. A little bit like what Marlon was. Marlon was involved in a squad, and then that's his sort of last squad that he's involved with. So it's really interesting. Is this the final piece to the jigsaw? Is this the right back that we're going to be getting in this window? So it will be interesting to hear what you guys make of this and where your thought process is with Garcia at Aston Villa. So I think, yeah, it's not a Mingueza, but what I would say to that is it was never going to be Bardet and a Mingueza. So I think when we got linked with Bardet, I kind of moved away from the idea that it would be Mingueza. So I think this has a lot of high potential. And again, it highlights how we are building as a recruitment strategy on what we are trying to do. We're not just going for old heads. We're not just going for experience. We're not just going for what's best right now. We've got serious bases covered for now, the squad now, and what the squad looks like in 2 to 3 years. And I think that is one of the big aspects of it as well. And making sure that the squad's got longevity as well, that it's able to grow. So look, I think Villa recruitment has always been exciting anyway. And I think now we're starting to get into this Monchi era. And again, we'd kind of gone away from sort of like the La Liga signings. We'd gone heavy with Moreno, we've gone heavy with Pau Torres, and we didn't really sign many other Spanish players. So the fact that we look like defensively, we are going back into the La Liga market. If Bardet comes, Garcia comes, it looks like we're back in that market as well, which I think is quite exciting. And like I said earlier, I think it feels to me like we're getting ahead of a Portuguese club having a little gem here. We're sort of stepping in on that and getting involved and getting the player a little bit earlier. So Villa fans, let me know your thoughts. I don't think we've got any other news. I said this earlier, and then I went away for a bit. I came back and all hell had broke loose. So I do feel a bit like slow sports news right now, bringing a good few hours later, because you do know that I am always on this. As soon as something drops, I'm on it within the half hour. So yeah, I don't think we've got anything else. So let me just double check. Okay, no, we haven't. Right. So, interestingly, we got the Spurs FA Cup time has come through. But it's to be fair, it's quite traditional. It's a traditional kickoff time, which I think the FA have done quite good with this. So we've gone for Sunday, the 9th of Feb, and we've gone for the traditional time of 5:35. So I think that's just good for everybody, really. It's good for families that want to go to the game on a Sunday night at 5:35. And yeah, so up the 5:35s. Why it's 5:35, I have no idea. What an absolute shocker that is. So yeah, up the 5:35s. Andrés Garcia, let's go. The Spanish Cafu is coming. He's on his way. It looks like the medical is going to be tomorrow as well. So cheers, everyone. Up the Villa.